In this video, we are learning about the second type of quadrilateral, which is a rectangle. Now, a rectangle follows all of the same properties as a parallelogram. So everything we learned before is true, but also two more things. Number one, all four angles are 90 degrees, which is something you probably already knew. So all four of the angles in a rectangle measure 90. And number two, the diagonals are congruent. So I'm going to draw a rectangle. And so we know that in a rectangle, all four angles are 90 degrees. Okay. We know that this side and this side are the same. The top and the bottom are the same. And so the diagonals. So with a parallelogram, you learned that each part of a diagonal is congruent. And so in a rectangle, they are all four congruent. So they're all congruent. And then let's get into the individual angles. So this one, this one, this one, and this one. All four of those are equal. Running out of colors. So let's do red. And this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. All four of those are equal. And so we know that a pink angle and a red angle, if I add those, it's going to equal 90, because 90 degrees. So let's look at some examples. Number one, QR is 10, because those sides are the same. SR is 24. SQ. We don't have anything about the diagonals, but do you remember learning about Pythagorean theorem? A squared plus B squared equals C squared. And A and B, those are your shorter sides, and C is your long side called your hypotenuse. So we're going to use Pythagorean theorem to find SQ. So I'm going to say 10 squared plus 24 squared equals, I'm just going to leave that C squared. Now if you type 10 squared plus 24 squared in your calculator, you get 676. And then if you take the square root of 676, you get 26. So SQ is 26, which means that each of these are 13. And these are also 13, because 13 and 13 make 26. PR is 26, and QT is 13. Number two. All right, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and fill in what I know. So EC has to be 15 because AE is 15, which means that BE and ED are also 15. And that means that AB we have 27. All right. AC, that's 30. 15 and 15 make 30. BD is also 30. BE would be 15. AB is 27. And BC, that's a harder one. We don't know anything about BC, but we have AB and AC, so we can do Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So remember, this entire AC is 30. So I'm going to say that 27 squared plus B squared equals 30 squared. 27 squared is 729. And 30 squared is 900. If we subtract 729 from both sides, we get B squared equals 171. And then if we take the square root, we get B equals 13.1. So BC is 13.1. Number 3. Let's go ahead and fill out everything. If we think back to my first picture, which angles were the same, we can color those in. Oops. So all the pink ones we can say are 27. Now the green ones, we have to take 90 minus 27, which is 63. So all of those are 63. And let's see if that gives us enough information. So MJK, that is the 90-degree angle. MJL, that is the 63-degree angle. JLK, that one is 63 degrees. KML is 27. And, oops. Let's erase the highlight first. All right, and then the last one is MNL, which we don't have. However, this is a triangle there in the bottom, and we know that triangles, all of the angles add up to 180. So we can do 180 minus 27 minus 27, which is 126 degrees. Number 4. All right, so this time we were given one of those inside angles. And in a triangle, we have 180 degrees. We also know that these two angles that I'm marking right here, those angles are the same. So what I could do to find those is I could take 180 minus 64, which is 116, and then I can divide that by 2 to get 58. So each of those would be 58. which means that these down here are also 58. And if I take 90 minus 58, then I get 32. So all of these would be 32. So angle XWY is 58 degrees. YXZ is 32 degrees. WVZ, all right, we don't have that one. It's right here. But I know that in a triangle, we have 180 degrees. So I can take 180 minus 32 minus 32, which is 116. XWZ is the 90-degree angle, and XZY is 58 degrees. Let's look at number 5, and I'm just going to work over here with the picture, and I'm going to write in everything that I know. All right, if the entire DB is 42, that means that each side is 21, which means that those are also 21. If AD is 26, that means BC is 26. And DAE is 52. So we have 52 degrees, 52 degrees, and 52 degrees. And that's going to help us find everything else. So this angle that I'm marking right now has to be 38, because 52 and 38 make 90, which means that all of these are also 38. And I can take a good guess and say I'm probably going to have to find this angle here. It's possible I may be doing extra work. But that angle, if I take 180 minus 38 minus 38, then we get 104. And there's also a good possibility that I'm going to have to do Pythagorean theorem to find AB. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. 26 squared plus B squared equals 42 squared. Because we have a 26. This is the other missing leg, and this leg is 42. 26 squared is 676 plus B squared. 42 squared is 1764. So if I subtract 676 from both sides, I get B squared equals 1088. And if I take the square root of that, I get 33. So AB is 33. Now let's go check out our questions. AC, I can see that's 42. EB is 21. BC is 26. AB is 33. Angle ADC is 90 degrees. Angle ABD is 38 degrees. Angle BCA is 52 degrees. And angle DEC is 104 degrees. I'm going to keep on going. and we're going to look at some problems that include algebra. So this one is given two opposite sides, which we know are congruent. So I can set 3x plus 5 equal to 7x minus 39. Then if I subtract 3 from both sides, or 3x, I'm sorry, 5 equals 4x minus 39. And then if I add 39 to both sides, we get 44 equals 4x. And then dividing by 4 gives us 11 equals x. But this question asks for EF, which is 7x, or 7 times 11, minus 39. So EF equals 38. All right, number 7, RT. That whole thing is 5x minus 14, and the entire US, not the USA, is, segment US is 2x plus 10. And we know that those two segments are equal to each other. (5x minus 14) equals 2x plus 10. And I can subtract 2x from both sides, giving me 3x minus 14 equals 10. And add 14, we get 3x equals 24. Dividing by 3 gives us x equals 8. From there, VT is only half of the segment. So I have to find RT first. RT would be 5 times 8 minus 14, which is 26. And we know that VT is half of that. So 26 divided by 2 gives me 13. So our VT, is 13. So number 8 is very similar. It gives us JM and MK, which we know are equal. So I'm not going to set that up and work it out. I will tell you that the final answer is 54. So if you want to practice and try to get your final answer, and you get 10 equals x, I'll give you that too. Those are your answers for this one. So if you want to try them out and make sure you get that, that would be good. All right, VW, it's right here, is 9x minus 11, and SU is 16x minus 12. Those are not equal to each other. It takes 2 of the pink, 2 of the VW, to equal SU, because VW is only half of that. So I can do 2 times 9x minus 11 equals 16x minus 12. And then if I distribute, 18x minus 22 equals 16x minus 12. Subtract 16x from both sides, and I get 2x minus 22 equals negative 12. Add 22 to both sides gives us 2x equals 10. And so x equals 5. Now it asks us for WT, and I know that WT is the same as VW. So WT, I can also do the 9x, or 9 times 5 minus 11. 34. All right, I know this is a long video. So, real quick, number 10, that angle and that angle, those are the same. So the ones that it gives us are equal. So we're going to set 7x plus 5 equal to 11x minus 3. And then if we subtract 7x from both sides, we get 5 equals 4x minus 3. And then if we add 3 to both sides, we get 8 equals 4x, or 2 equals x. I'm going to go kind of fast, but feel free to pause it and kind of work through them as you feel need. All right, so then it's asking me for BCE right here, but I'm going to need to find the pink one beside of it first. So the measure of angle ACD is 11 times 2 minus 3, which is 19. And that means that the measure of angle BCE, I need to take 90 minus 19. And that gives me 71 degrees. Number 11, it gives us two angles that make a 90-degree angle. So 3x plus 2 plus 12x minus 17 equals 90. That's 15x minus 15 equals 90 when I combine like terms. If I add 15 to both sides, we get 15x equals 105. And dividing by 15 gives me x equals 7. Now the question asked me for angle JHI, which is the one I've got colored in, and that one is the same as the 3x plus 2. So the measure of angle JHI, I can just plug in 3 times 7 plus 2 is 23 degrees. Because we know that those are the same, and I could have also, those are the same. Number 12. So this one, I'm not going to work through completely on this one. The angles that it gives you are not equal angles. I was given one pink and one green. Those add up to 90. So very similar to number 11. So when you solve this one, you should get x equals 13. And then when you plug it in, your final answer is 57 degrees. So if you feel the need, you can work that one out and make sure that you understand it. Okay. Now number 13, it gives us this angle as 134. Well, that means that this one over here, I can find that by taking 180 minus 134 because they form that straight line. They are linear or supplementary angles. And that gives me 46. I also know that this angle and this angle, those are equal. So this one is also 5x plus 7. And in a triangle, we have 180 degrees. So I would set that one up. I would probably do 2 times 5x plus 7 plus 46 equals 180. That's 10x plus 14 plus 46 equals 180. Which is 10x plus 60 equals 180. And if I subtract 60, we get 10x equals 120. And dividing by 10, I'm sorry, gives me x equals 12. And that's the final answer. I'm sorry this one was so long. Hopefully you didn't fall asleep watching it. If you have any questions, just feel free to let me know. Have a good day.